folks, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever wondered how a tiny can of sugary caffeinated liquid became a $20 billion empire? Well, it's not because people really needed another way to stay awake during boring meetings. No, Red Bull didn't just sell an energy drink, they sold a lifestyle, a mindset, and apparently literal wings. Let's dive into how Red Bull gave itself wings, got sued, and still flew straight into the history books. Once upon a time, in the land of pad thai and tuk-tuks, an Australian businessman named Deirdre Mateschitz stumbled upon a magical elixir called Krating Daeng. It was basically Thai Red Bull, but with less marketing and more questionable packaging. Deirdre thought, hey, this could work in Europe if I rebrand it and make it look less like a medicine bottle. And thus, Red Bull was born. Now, here is the kicker. When Red Bull launched in 1987, the energy drink market didn't exist, like at all. People were like, why would I drink this when I just can have coffee? But Red Bull did not just want to compete with coffee. They wanted to create a whole new category. And they did it with one genius slogan. Red Bull gives you wings. Okay, not literal wings, but you get the idea. Red Bull didn't just advertise, they created experiences. They sponsored extreme sports events that made you go, wow, that's insane. Also, why would anyone do that? Take Felix Baumgartner's Space Jump, for example. Red Bull didn't just sponsor it, they made it a global spectacle. Millions of people watched Felix jump from the edge of space, and all anyone could talk about was Red Bull. Don't try this at home, folks. Red Bull gives you wings, but gravity is still a thing. And then there is Red Bull's media house. Yeah, they started their own media company. Because why not? They produce documentaries, magazines, and videos that make you feel like you are living on the edge, even if you're just sitting on your couch eating chips. See, you're basically an extreme athlete now. Red Bull also mastered the art of grassroots marketing. They hired college students to drive around in Red Bull cars, handing out free samples at parties, concerts, and anywhere people looked tired. It was like, hey, you look like you just pulled an all-nighter. Here, have a can of liquid adrenaline. And just like that, Red Bull became the official drink of I can't believe I stayed up this late. While Red Bull is a global brand, it tailors its campaigns to local markets. For example, in the US, it focused on extreme sports and music festivals. In Asia, it emphasized productivity and studying for students. This localization strategy helped Red Bull resonate with diverse audiences. So, did all this madness pay off? Yeah. Red Bull now dominates the energy drink market with a 43% share. They sell over 11 billion cans a year in more than 170 countries, and their brand is worth over $20 billion. Not bad for a drink that tastes like carbonated cough syrup. Before we get into the key takeaways, do you know why Red Bull gives you wings with 3 eyes and not one? Because once a guy called Benjamin Keithler took the slogan way too seriously. In 2014, Benjamin sued Red Bull, claiming that after drinking their product for 10 years, he did not, in fact, grow wings or gain any superhuman abilities. Shocking, right? Benjamin argued that Red Bull's slogan was false advertising. And guess what? The court agreed. Red Bull had to pay out $13 million to settle the class action lawsuit. That's a lot of money for not giving people wings. After the lawsuit, Red Bull quietly updated their slogan to Red Bull gives you wings with 3 eyes. Because apparently, spelling it weird makes it less legally binding. Genius. So what can we learn from Red Bull's success? First, brand storytelling. Red Bull gives you wings. Its iconic slogan is not just about the physical effects of caffeine, it is about empowering people to achieve the impossible. This messaging resonated with their target audience, young, adventurous, and thrill seeking individuals. They built a narrative around pushing limits, whether in sports, music, or personal achievements. Number 2, experiential marketing. Red Bull didn't just advertise, it created experiences. The brand became famous for sponsoring extreme sports events like Red Bull Stratos, Red Bull Air Race, Red Bull Rampage. These events were not just about promoting the drink, they were about creating cultural moments that people would associate with Red Bull. Number 3, content creation. Red Bull launched its own media company, Red Bull Media House, to produce high-quality content around sports, music, and lifestyle. By creating its own content, Red Bull controlled its narrative and built a loyal audience. Number 4, influencer and athlete partnerships. Red Bull partnered with extreme athletes, musicians, and influencers who embodied the brand's adventurous spirit. These partnerships were not just endorsements, they were authentic collaborations that reinforced Red Bull's image. Number 5, sampling and grassroots marketing. Red Bull pioneered the use of brand ambassadors, often college students, to distribute free samples at events, parties, and campuses. This grassroots approach helped them build buzz and connect directly with their target audience. Number 6, global reach with local relevance. While Red Bull is a global brand, it tailors its campaigns to local markets. For example, in the US, it focused on extreme sports. In Asia, it emphasized productivity. This localization strategy helped Red Bull resonate with diverse audiences. And finally, don't be afraid to take risks, because sometimes you'll fly higher than you ever imagined. Just make sure you got a parachute, or at least a really good slogan, and maybe spell it with 3 I's, just to be safe. And remember, Red Bull gives you wings, but don't sue them if it doesn't work for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.